What's up, guys? Mitchell Watts with Town & Country TV. Today, I am joined by my man,
Colton Love.
Yeah, TC Customs. We've got a fun little video for you. We have got my personal Bronco. We have got, what do we got here?
We got us a Jeep that we just got traded in recently. I'm kind of liking it.
Fantastic. And then the other vehicle we've got on the far end is the Bronco we're giving away. And yes, this video is sponsored by TC Customs, where if you pick up a shirt, a hat, a hoodie, any kind of merchandise, gets you one entry for every $1 into that giveaway. So pick you out a hat, a t-shirt, whatever it is you want, go to tccustoms.com. For every $1 spent, get you one entry into that giveaway. So go ahead and check that out. But in this video, we're going to kind of talk about a couple different things. I'll go ahead and tell you, I'm biased. Everybody on YouTube knows that I bleed blue, but I also recognize some pretty cool vehicles at the same time. I just really like off-roading. Like at the end of the day, yes, I prefer Ford over a couple of others, but I really prefer off-roading and pickup trucks and you know, just off-roading in general versus anything else. So I'm going to talk about some things that I love about my Bronco, talk about some things that I don't like, and I'm sure Colton he'll rail on me on a couple of different things. So Colton, you're going to talk a little bit about your Jeep. Well, it's not yours, but,
yeah, not mine.
But we'll talk about that Jeep, talk about some pros and cons, and then we'll also do the same thing for the giveaway Bronco. So without further ado, let's go ahead. I'm 6'3", and I'm sorry, I had to slip that in early just in case I forgot. But Colton, tell us a little bit about some of the pros and cons of what you've got here.
Yeah, so one of the pros is going to be this thing just looks awesome. There's a couple things that made it look that way. It's got a 3-inch Evo suspension lift. It's got a set of 17-inch KMC wheels. It's got a set of 37 by 12.5-inch tires. One thing that I noticed real quick that I didn't like was the intelligent access. I got to take my key out of my pocket to get in this thing.
First world problems, but the Bronco ain't got that,
That's
baby.
Right. I got an old switchblade here.
Look, check this out. I lock my Bronco. Watch. Boom, it unlocks itself. Just get in there, push the button. So
yeah, I gotta whip this thing out, just hit this old button right here, just to get in this thing. You know, and that's not too much. That's not too much to ask for. It is still push to start, fortunately.
There you go.
It kind of follows the rules of this one right here, this base model. You still gotta take the key out to get in it, but once you're in it, you can put it back in your pocket.
And I know this is kind of a shameless plug, but TC Customs does all makes and all models for custom vehicles.
Of course.
Whether it's, you know, a Jeep or a Ram or a Chevrolet Silverado or what, it doesn't matter. We can do all makes and all models, and we've done all makes and all models. I know we've done a good number of Jeeps. I don't think we built this one because they took it in on trade.
Yeah.
But we do all makes and all models. So I just wanted to kind of say that in case you're interested. You can call the number on the screen right there if you want some information about having any vehicle customized. So check out that number. Talk to me about the bumper. Is this a factory bumper?
No, this is an ARB bumper. As you see, it's got a worn winch. It's actually a Bluetooth setup, so the controller is actually inside of the vehicle right now. But again, it's Bluetooth. That way you don't have to sit in the vehicle, stand by the vehicle. You can get wherever you want or have somebody else working it while you're driving the vehicle. One thing that I do really like about this is this painted hardtop. Poor Mitchell over here with a soft top. Had to give up that just to get his Bronco in time, but Jeeps do have the painted hardtops.
Yeah, but can your painted hardtop do this? Hit a latch, and when you're at a stoplight, literally just go to convertible mode.
A little cabriolet action.
Yeah, a little cabriolet action. I mean, this is a really nice, it's a really fine vehicle. I'll tell you that. But I do like the soft top though. Okay, so all jokes aside, I did have to remove the hardtop to get my Bronco scheduled relatively quickly, and I was also a very, very freaking early reservation. But now that I've had that soft top, I really like that ability to be able to just go topless at a stoplight. I mean, that is very convenient. You don't have to worry about storing panels. Now, there's also some truth to it, the fact that we live in Alabama and not in Michigan. So that makes a very, very big difference. So the other thing that I noticed that I like about the Jeep is that they've got rear air conditioning.
Yeah, that's something you don't have. Don't you have a few kids you got to put back there every now and then?
I do have 3 kids.
They get sweaty, you know.
Yeah, but I just roll the window down.
Daddy, it's hot.
Just roll the window down and that takes care of it.
Okay.
So you talked about the lift kit. What about the stabilizer bar disconnect? Because my Bronco Badlands has got a stabilizer bar disconnect. Does yours?
Oh yeah, of course it has it.
Okay.
Of course, why wouldn't it?
Okay, let's just flex it out. Why not? I mean, we're right here.
You want to flex it out?
Yeah, let's go ahead and flex it out. Hop
All
in
right.
it. Let's go. All right, starting the flex test. I will tell you though, this is a base model. It does not have locking differential because this is not a stock vehicle with the Sasquatch, and it's not a Badlands, and it didn't have, so you got open differentials front and rear. I went ahead and put it in 4 low, so that way I can try and get as much best traction as I can. And
now be safe with that thing.
Huh? Colton, I don't want to hear nothing from the peanut gallery. Oh, yep, there's some slippage. So I guess that's about as high as I'm going without lockers. It would actually go a little bit further, but I'd start to have some tire slippage. Yep, that's about it. So that's what you get on a base model, since you can't disconnect the stabilizer bar and you can't lock the differential. So that's pretty much what you got.
All right, so I'm about to do the same thing Mitchell just did. I'm gonna put this thing in 4 low and get it ready to go.
All right, let's see what you got, big boy. I'm 6'3". How tall are you?
I'm not allowed to stay on camera. Now I've wrestled this thing into 4 low. Let's see what she's got.
Are you locking the differentials?
I am locking the diffs.
Okay, so that's one thing the Rubicon's got over the base model. There you go. Oh, she got some flex. And, oh, you're off the ground. You got to back up just a little bit so we can get an apples to apples comparison. Ooh, you're going to run my butt over. All right, so I think that's about good. Is that all the flex has got?
I think so, but if you look, we got a little higher than the base model.
Yeah, okay, so for a point of reference, the tire on the base model made it to here. So once again, yeah, you do have a little bit more flex. Once again, you got probably a little bit higher end of a lift kit going on, I'm guessing. You've got the stabilizer bar disconnected, right?
No.
Okay, go ahead and disconnect it, big boy.
I can't.
I knew you were gonna forget.
I gotta be on flat ground.
Do you for real?
Yeah, you have to be on flat ground.
Back it up and let's do it again.
All right. That works.
Oh, there it goes, disconnected. All right, now let's see how flexy we can get. I tell you, it does look good on 37s. Oh, there she goes. Ooh, that's good right there, dude. Okay, you made it all the way. Yeah, okay, so we need a bigger obstacle.
Acknowledge that
so
this
the
goes as far as you
clear
want.
winner so far, once again, my massive 33-inch tires hadn't gotten up here, but okay, wow, I'm
very impressed.
That is actually very impressive. I will, hats off to Jeep on that one. We've tested a lot of vehicles on this little hill.
Nothing's ever got this high.
No, it has not. Now let's take my bone stock suspension Badlands and let's go ahead and take a look at that. Now it is the Badlands' turn to have a go at this. Now keep in mind, 33-inch tires versus 37s. Stock versus lifted. So there's gonna be a little bit of difference there. But the cool part is I got those goat modes. So all I gotta do is dial my goat mode in. If I wanna do rock crawling, guess what? It'll automatically disconnect the stabilizer bar. It'll automatically lock the rear differential. It'll automatically do a lot of different things for me. I'm a man, so I like to do it the old school way. So I'm gonna put it back into normal mode. I'm just gonna say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna put it in 4 low, put it in neutral. And the other thing that I'm, just to kind of make fun of Colton, I'm gonna leave my stabilizer bar connected. So let's do this thing. As I inch forward, my stabilizer bar is connected. I wanna reiterate that. Now the other thing is you got a really nice front camera that allows me to see everything, but once again, I'm a little old school. Okay. Oh, yep, feels like I'm teetering, but you know, unlike Colton, where, ooh, that felt good right there. Unlike Colton, I can just come in here and, oh yeah, what you know about that, baby? So yeah, I could probably go a little bit further if I wanted to. A fun fact about the Badlands is that if you go with the non-Sasquatch, it actually articulates a little bit more because you don't have that bigger tire that you have to compensate for. So not too shabby. Oh, my tire's still off the ground. I didn't know that.
You're cheating.
Not nearly as much flex as the Jeep.
All right, now that we've tested out that flexibility with that sway bar disconnect, one thing that we also want to point out is the fact that this is a solid front end or solid axle front end vehicle. It does lend more to being able to flex a little more. As we all know, it gets a little more droop, a little more angle. How do you feel about that?
It depends on if you're driving all the way to Colorado 20 hours and you're going through Kansas and everything is straight for about 100 miles and that front end is great for off-roading, but maybe not so much on tracking perfectly straight. So, you know, the independent front suspension, it does not flex as much like on this one because it doesn't have the stabilizer bar disconnect, but We've already seen what my Bronco can do, and this one. But you know, so that is nice. That is nice. But I really do like the ability to let your hands off the steering wheel and not feeling like you're going straight into a ditch.
That's true.
That, you know, so that is going to be one thing. The other thing is that when I take my doors off, like on this giveaway Bronco, you've got 2 bolts, right? And I take the doors off. Guess what doesn't come with the doors? You still have mirrors on the vehicle. What happens to your mirrors if you take your doors off?
I'm not worried about everybody behind me. Come on. Plus, you got to open your door just to take it off. I've got my bolts right here.
That is true.
Pops off real easy.
That is very nice that you do have these, you know, available to you. Now, I've also seen some things where people will, like they unhinge it, and I've seen the door kind of flop too far forward.
I can do it too. If you don't put that limited strap on there, it will flop forward a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of does mess with you a little bit. So some really good pros and cons. I'm trying to think of a few others. I mean, realistically, Jeep does make a good vehicle, and I tell you that, and I can't believe I said that out loud.
You better calm down.
Yeah, I can't believe I said that. But no, they really do. They've got their pros and their cons. But the best thing about the Bronco is that it introduces competition for the Jeep that they've not had for 25 years.
Yep.
And what happens is when you have competition, the only person who really wins is the consumer, because it pushes the other competition to do better, which pushes this competition to do better. So I'm really excited to have the Bronco for that simple reason. Because the next generation of the Jeep's going to be better, the next generation of the Bronco is going to be better. So in competition, everybody wins. Let's talk about the motor. So this one has got the 2.3 liters, a 4-cylinder.
Yeah,
but
4-cylinder.
let's not focus on that. Mine's got the 2.7. Well, it's got that TT, that twin turbo.
We got this monster 3.6 right here. They put this in their minivan as well, so you know it's a good motor.
Okay, so you got a 3.6, I got a 2.7, but I got more power.
That's true.
It's got them Terpskis.
Something to be said about those EcoBoost motors.
Them twin Terpskis. It makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. So yeah, you know, let's do this. Let's kind of take a look at the inside and kind of compare the fit and the finish of those. The first thing I want to talk about on the inside is something called global windows. Tap and unlock. Tap and hold the unlock button, and guess what? All 4 windows roll down for you. I don't know if the Jeep does that, but I highly doubt it. I know there's other manufacturers that do it, but I don't think the Wrangler does it. Now, let's talk about this particular vehicle. This is the one that we are giving away. Once again, tccustoms.com for merchandise, get you entered to win that giveaway. But what I want to point out to you is this is truly a base model, has no options on it, and it's got an 8-inch touchscreen system with Sync 4 system, and you also have wireless Apple CarPlay included, standard, no matter what. Now, and I'm sure the Jeep is the same way, but every Bronco, whether it's a Bronco or a Bronco Sport, they all come with 4-wheel drive standard, and I think that is fantastic. You have the ability to break the key apart. You can actually lock the glove box. You can lock the center console and leave your Bronco with the windows down, and you don't have to worry about people stealing and janking your stuff. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You do have a single zone climate control system, auto start stop, everybody's favorite feature. But one other feature that I absolutely love is going to be located up here on these hero switches, and that is going to be the trail turn assist. That is something that the Jeep does not have, and this is a pretty cool trick feature. It's a great party trick if you're wanting to impress your friends. You know, and it's also actually useful on the trail as well. So a pretty sweet little setup. You got the LCD screen, but once again, this is the base of the base of the base of the base. Now let's take a look at the Rubicon.
So I will say this is a pretty well-equipped Jeep. MSRP is $58,000. Of course, with this add-on package, everything is probably a little more. Jeep did do a good job with kind of accenting different colors. They really tied this red into everything. You see it's in the stitching, in the dashboard, in the switches, on the shifter, and on the seats. Overall, it looks really cool. You do kind of get a smaller screen. I'm not a person that thinks you need a big screen. You're not watching a screen you drive, but you do get a smaller screen. All the controls are here, very well placed, put together so that you can get to them. You do have all the window switches right here in the center. I think it's a little cumbersome that they put that there, but it works. You do have an aux port, regular USB output, and a USB-C. Not a lot of vehicles have that. You've also got auxiliary switches, just like inside of the Bronco. You can kind of wire stuff up to these. It's pre-wired. You've got your sway bar disconnects here. You've got a few different off-road modes. Got a manual transfer case. You can turn off your auto start-stop just like on the Ford as well. I do like these AC vents. You can move them any way you want, tilt them, spin them. I always thought that was cool. That way you don't get to a point where it's not hitting you. You can set it exactly how you want it. You've got distance keeping as well, just like on most of the Fords. So Mitchell was talking about how this bar on the other one was kind of a little farther back. One thing I do like about these on these interiors though, it does put these speakers right here so that the passenger's getting the sound and you're also getting the sound. You're not kind of getting it drowned out by having to push all the way through the front of the vehicle. Moving to the back, you do get pretty good leg room for what you're getting. It is a smaller SUV that is mostly made for off-roading, but it does have good room. One thing I will point out is this cup holder right here. I'm not quite sure, but I don't think Mitchell has one of these, so I don't know how his kids are gonna be able to hold their drinks, but I definitely got one right here.
It's very simple. I don't let my kids drink in my car.
Oh, that's fair. That's a good rule. I like that rule. Yeah, it does have carpet flooring. It does have these Rubicon floor mats though. They're pretty nice, but it is carpet flooring. It does not have that marine grade vinyl like Mitchell's does, which is always a cool add-on. Molly straps on the back here to hold stuff for you. Overall, it's a well put together interior. I will say I'm a hardtop fan more than soft top. I do think the soft top does make a little noise. Some people don't mind. They turn the radio up and kind of go over it, but I do like this hardtop, and it does make it feel a little more complete to me.
Now that we're looking at my Bronco, this is really the apples and apples test between the Rubicon and the Bronco. So this is a Lux package. You have a mid, high, and a Lux package. This is the Lux package. So it's got things like adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, which, by the way, you can't even get in the Jeep. Once again, solid front axle problems versus independent front suspension. So anyways, let's get back on track. The coolest thing about this is this one has an MSRP of $54,660. It's less than the Jeep Rubicon stock to stock, so pretty cool stuff there. Now, right now, Broncos on the aftermarket side are going for a ridiculous amount of money. So you need to find yourself a dealership that is selling them all at sticker. Us. Shameless plug. But anyways, I will tell you that a lot of people have, I say a lot, a few people have said that the fit and the finish of the dashboard and things like that on the Bronco is not as good as the Jeep. And I will tell you that there's a couple of things where I would agree and a couple of places that I would disagree. You know, I do like the way they have the window switches on the Jeep placed up front versus where they are here on the Bronco. There's a couple of nuances there, but one thing that is huge is going to be this massive 12-inch screen, which, by the way, Colt, what's the biggest screen you can get in your Rubicon?
8.4 inches.
8.4 inches versus 12 inches. Whoever says that doesn't make a difference, they're a liar.
Okay.
Size does matter. And I'm talking about the screen, of course.
Of course.
The other thing that I love about this vehicle is the dual climate control system and also the heated seats. This is very easy vehicle to get comfortable. I know Colton had pointed out the circular, being able to point it in any direction. One thing you're going to notice about the Bronco is these front air conditioning vents push out a ton of air. Yes, you don't have the vents in the back, but these things can crank out some heat or some air, so huge props to Ford there. Now also, because of the marine grade vinyl, I'm assuming these heated seats are fantastic. They will literally cause you to start sweating and borderline burn you if you're not careful. But yeah, you've got a 10-speed automatic transmission versus what you got in that little puny Jeep over there. Yeah, it's an 8-speed. That's what I thought.
There you go. You think more's better.
Mo is better. It's Mo better. But yeah, some pretty cool stuff there. I am a huge believer in these marine grade vinyl seats. I'm absolutely a huge believer. And,
are these marine grade vinyl too?
No, the kids seats are not marine grade vinyl.
You can't spray those off?
Nope, that's why they're not allowed to drink in my vehicle. One last thing before we go, real quick. I want to show you this. Hero switches. So we've already looked at the Hero switches on the base model. If you want the lockers, well, you've got the trail turn assist is included on every single Bronco that's an automatic transmission. You got an automatic, there you go. If you want the locking rear differential, it is available on certain trim levels as a standalone option. It's standard with the Sasquatch. And by the way, the Sasquatch also picks up a front locking differential. But you're like, wait a second, Mitchell, you don't have a Sasquatch. That's why I bought a Badlands, is because I can get these two things without having to get the Sasquatch package, which, by the way, the Badlands also picks up the stabilizer bar disconnect, which, as we've already mentioned to you, the Rubicon has got the stabilizer bar disconnect, but I love the fact that you can disconnect it while it's flexed out.
I will preemptively disconnect now before I go on the trail.
You don't have to on the Bronco.
Nee.
All right, so Colton's got me distracted, and it made me forget one thing that I absolutely love about the Bronco, and that's going to be the goat mode. So you have an electronically actuated 2-speed transfer case, which allows you to go to 2 high, 4 low, but you also have a 4A for slippery conditions. Now, the nice part about the goat modes is you can manually override it and do whatever you want to on your own, but you don't actually have to physically shift a transfer case. But if you're new to the system or you're just in a hurry, you can just dial that goat mode and it'll change everything, all the parameters as needed based on that particular situation. So huge props to Ford for making it quick for the people that are experienced, but also making it easy for the people who are inexperienced. Now let's take a look at the back of these Broncos and Jeeps. I'm gonna start on my personal Bronco right here. Yet again, the truck's locked. I've got that passive entry. Just stick your hand back there and it automatically unlocks the truck. That's pretty cool. But yeah, you got a swing open gate. I've actually got a couple things that I've done modified on the vehicle, but on the soft top, you prop this puppy up. And as you can see, I've got the Ford accessories cabinet in here. The reason I like this is because if the truck is locked and I've got like camera equipment back here or whatever, you can cut this top, but you can't get into my stuff because you've even got molly grates all the way around. So a pretty cool setup. And as I've already mentioned to you, you've got the marine grade vinyl on the vehicle, which also comes with this rubberized flooring in the back. So it's truly a washout floor. And I will tell you one thing that I don't like about the washout floor is that even though I've got marine grade vinyl, the seat back to the back seat has got a cloth or a carpet to it. I don't understand why they would find one small spot to put carpet in the entire vehicle. So yeah, I really am digging the back seat or the back cargo area of the Bronco. You got the matching spare tire, yes, I know this one pales in comparison as far as the size is concerned, but don't worry, your boy's got something big coming for this. So I've actually teamed up, or TC Customs has teamed up with a brand new suspension manufacturer, and I'm not ready to debut it just yet. Just make sure you're subscribed to the channel because you're not gonna wanna miss the lift kit and things that I've got lined up for this particular truck. A lot of stuff's gonna be changing here in the next week or two, so cool stuff there. All right, so the other thing that I noticed is that I've actually got 2 tow hooks, and notice that both of my tow hooks are closed off.
Yeah, but mine's red.
Yours is red.
It's red.
It's Roll Tide, but it's open-ended. I prefer the closed end, so that way if you get a little bit of slack, you don't have to worry about your strap coming off mid-recovery.
It's easier to hook to that, though. You ain't got to bolt up anything. You just kind of hook it on and go. Come on.
Okay.
Ease of access. This thing ain't get stuck anyway, right?
All right, so what else you got on the back of this Jeep?
Just kind of looking over it. The bumpers are kind of similar. You got your plastic bumpers. You've got your parking sensors. You've got your cutout so that your tire can fit, especially a bigger tire. This one is actually, like I said, it has 37s on it. It does have this upgraded tire carrier. One thing I did want to mention is, what's the tow capacity for your vehicle?
3,500 pounds, no matter how it's equipped.
So it's the same as mine.
Yeah,
but technically your tow capacity is 0 since you don't have a tow hitch.
You jagleg. That's what I say when I'm trying not to cuss. Yeah, okay, so yet again, to try and get my Bronco scheduled faster, I removed the tow capacity, trying to get it built as fast as possible for you two. So you got me there. Whatever.
Well, let's take a look at the
back.
back.
I can still add the hitch.
You can, and we do that as well.
Yeah,
that's another thing we do
I can
here.
still add the hitch.
So if you do get your Bronco without it, we're more than happy to install that for you.
Now, wait a second. Okay, so yeah, no matter what engine you get on the Bronco, you can tow 3,500 pounds. Is it the same for the Jeep? I think so.
It should be, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
It is the same.
All right, so what else you got on your Jeep?
I mean, besides that, we got these nice square taillights. You got them long things. I don't quite understand
Them long things. What are you even talking about at this point?
Them long taillights. We've got this glass hatch again. We've got this hard top, luckily. Glass hatch struts. I don't have to prop it up like a hood prop like you got to do over there.
Yeah.
We got a bag for the top. Carpet flooring. I'm not sure if these come with vinyl flooring or not. Most of them I have seen does come with carpet flooring. You got all your connectors. This is for the winch just in case the battery does die on the hitch. Someone left their dog collar, so if anybody wants that.
Oh, that's sad.
That is. But yeah, you've got this internal cage just like the Bronco has and everything. They're very comparable vehicles. Like you said, it's competition.
You say comparable, you're a liar. Let me tell you why.
One
thing we haven't talked about is this hard top.
Okay.
Okay, so what happens if you're in the back seat and you're wanting to take the panels off? I know mine's got the soft top, go ahead and joke on that, but on the Ford Bronco with the hard top, you can actually remove the second row panels without having to remove the entire clamshell. On this one, you got to remove that whole clamshell if that second row passenger wants that open air experience.
You're right.
Okay.
Can't appease the middle row there.
That is true. Now, in addition to that, if you're in the back seat of that Jeep, you've got that bar staring at your forehead, you know, for protection. Ford Bronco has moved that back to about right here, so no matter what, everybody's got a open air view.
Nice clean air.
Once again, I love the Jeep.
It's a nice Jeep.
Competition's
good.
Now, I will tell you, over here on this Bronco, not a whole lot is different compared to my Bronco, except for you get the TC Customs badge. But I also want to throw, this is not sponsored, he's not paying me nothing, but we do have the bad Bronco vehicle emblem. I've had a lot of people ask about these on a previous vehicle. Once again, not sponsored. We don't even sell these, but Ben's a great dude, and you need to check out those emblems. I absolutely love it. So, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. What else you got, man? I think this is a pretty interesting comparison, seeing them side by side, talking about a biased guy versus a guy that drives a Scion.
That's right.
He didn't think I was going to bring it up.
It hurts every time.
Hey, but at least it's supercharged, though.
It is supercharged.
Yeah, and just in case you didn't think he knows what he's talking about, he actually installed the supercharger himself. So, yeah, very, very cool stuff. Man, this has been a cool little comparison. I appreciate it very much.
It's awesome to see the differences and the similarities between these vehicles. Some things that Ford was able to focus on that Jeep didn't, and some things Jeep focused on that Ford didn't.
That's right. And once again, I know we've already talked about it multiple times, but competition breeds better, opportunities for the end consumer. So, guys, if you haven't already done so, make sure that you are entered to win this Bronco. Once again, for every $1 spent on merchandise, hats, shirts, phone cases, whatever it is, every $1 spent gets you one entry into that giveaway. So go ahead and check that out at tccustoms.com. Make sure you're entered to win. You want to make sure you're doing that. So very, very cool stuff. And if you haven't already done so, make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel with that bell notification turned on so you don't miss a single video. We got some epic content in a full build series lined up for my personal Bronco, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day. Peace.